Aloha! Everybody say aloha! Woo! We have landed.
I know. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Kauai. To everyone here, we've already welcomed you. Welcome to everyone online. I'm Rev Rita.
Reverend Patrick.
Yes, and we are here on purpose at a beautiful, amazing celebration where we celebrate our oneness, where we celebrate that knowing that the power and the presence of God, of Spirit, of Source, whatever you want to call it, is right here where we are. And I am so grateful to welcome all of you today and to see you for who you are, that beautiful divine presence. So thank you for joining us, and thank you to everyone online. Yes.
Yes, indeed. Did you know you're married? Oh, I can't tell you. Is there anybody new here for the very first time? I know there's got to be somebody here. Yeah, I know, but let's pretend it's your very first time, shall we? It's been a while, so anyone else? Very first time? Yes, Vera.
Sharon, it's your first time here.
Yes, it is.
We have some. Yeah, so your first time. Why aren't you not read? Well, it's your first time.
So why don't we tell them what we know about it? And I told you all before they came in, shall we? Ready? You are magnificent. And I know you were sitting on pins and needles, sitting there going, how did they know? How did they know that I was magnificent? Well, we found out about ourselves first, and then you became our mirrors. It's just, you are magnificent, God seeing God. And if you think it stops there, it doesn't, because there's some people staring in online at us. And they need to know who they are, don't you think? There's a lot of people watching. I can feel it. Let's let them know. You are magnificent. Now turn to ourselves, because this sacred journey that we've been on all week is about self-love. So shall we put our hands on our heart and let's tell ourselves who we are. I am magnificent. Oh, say it again. It sounds so good. I am magnificent. Yes, we are.
Yes. Are you ready to let them tell each other who they are?
I was gone on vacation at Lidgate Park last week, and so why don't you turn to your left, turn wherever you want to turn. I don't care really what you do at this point, and let somebody know that they are magnificent.
Many people that sing about it.
And now, our opening song, Jeremy and Amy. Let's give it up for them.
Whoever truly described the feeling. It's like a rainbow in your heart.
A rainbow in your heart.
Exploding, radiating.
Exploding, radiating.
It's like a rainbow in your heart.
A rainbow in your heart.
Exploding, radiating.
Exploding, radiating, yeah, yeah.
And that's why love. I said love is my favorite feeling. That's why love. Love is my favorite feeling. Feeling the love today, CSL. I said it's love. That gets me high. And our love, it grows. And it burns
like the brightest fire.
Your love, it glows, yeah. So let it take control over me and you, baby, over me and you, babe. I said love is my favorite feeling. That's why I love. I said love is my favorite feeling. It is love. It is love. It is love. It is love.
is love. It is love. It is love, 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 love. It's all about the love.
So, for those of you that don't know, we celebrated our 8th Sacred Journey this week.
Yeah.
Which is a week-long retreat that we do, and people come from all over to be part of it. And some of those people are still here because they just couldn't leave.
And some live here, so they're not
and some
leaving.
live here, so we're just going to acknowledge them and allow them to just stand up. And
Everybody was on the journey.
And
that's
everybody
here.
that was on the journey. Yeah, that are still here. There were 17 total, and so some of them have gone home. And
We took a batch yesterday
yeah.
morning at 4
And then we
a.m.
also had an amazing crew of people and help. And leading that beautiful, amazing group of people was Angela Phillips. Where is she? And we just
Angela.
want to acknowledge her.
We just want, we always acknowledge, but then you're always in the back. So I think you should come front and center for this acknowledgement. Yes, she did. We're
I
very
have
proud.
to say that Angela Phillips has changed my life as a minister in that she has just taken so much of everything, so much of what I was doing day to day, and I knew that our center couldn't grow if I continued to hold on to that and do it. And so, Angela, thank you for coming. And she is so much love too, and I know you've all experienced her love. She's just
Yes.
amazing. So thank
We
you.
love you. We love you.
Yeah. Oh.
Now, in this house, if there was anyone who participated in assisting us, can you just stand for a moment too so that we can acknowledge you and give you a Jack, Master Fire Builder?
Yeah.
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 Wow. Yes, you did.
Rob. Yeah. It
Gratitude,
was amazing.
gratitude
So
is
thank
just
you,
pouring out.
everyone. So keeping in that beautiful energy of the sacred journey, we're going to invite up Reverend Nancy. Reverend Nancy comes to us from the Global Truth Center, our sister center in Los Angeles, and is a very dear friend. Yes. Dear friend. And one of my mentors, and I know she's a dear friend of Dr. Peggy's over there. And so there was no practitioner on the list today, and it was very purposeful, I think, because Reverend Nancy is here. So she's going to be our beautiful practitioner in service today. So we're going to light the peace candle, and she's going to lead us in our peace meditation. Thank you, and give us a treatment.
There you go, beautiful.
So let's just take this moment to center down. If it's comfortable for you, close your eyes. Take a deep breath and let go. this moment, in this next sacred breath, I inhale Kauai. The power, the presence, the beauty, the love. It's palpable. And everyone here, everyone present, everyone online, everyone on the island is reflecting that beautiful power, that presence, that love, that joy, that laughter, that play, that overflowing abundance, the opulence all around us. And so I know that that power, that presence flows through me now from the top of my head to the tips of my toes and down into the sand and the water and the wind. And what I know for myself, I know for each and every one here, that each and every one is steeped in this island's magic. And it is the magic of the divine, but there's only one presence. And we see it manifest all around us in the flowers, the birds, the waves, the wind, the rain. And all of it is glorious, reflecting the glory of each and every one here. Steeped in that power, steeped in that love, steeped in that presence. We take it into our day, into our week, into our life, and live from a deeper place, a higher place, a more inclusive place. So as I speak this word for this service today, I know that since there's no time, it's already done, it's perfect, it's inspiring, it's moving, it's loving, it's giving. And as this energy is too big to be contained here, it flows out of this room, out of this island, around the world, ushering peace, love, freedom, joy, health, harmony. And I'm grateful for this knowing. I'm grateful that I feel it now, as I feel that energy moving, that God energy. And so I'm just so grateful. So grateful for Reverend Rita, Reverend Patrick honoring me with this moment, that I may stand on the islands I love and speak this word for myself and for each and every one everywhere. And so in gratitude and joy, I simply let it be. And together we say, and so it is.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite chants. Thank you.
Mm.
So beautiful. Thank you. So Reverend Nancy, come back up. Yeah.
There you go. She's excited.
You can stand between us.
I'm
that's all right.
excited.
All right. So our theme this month is creativity. Creativity. And we just would like you to let us know, like this past week, how you have felt that creativity moving through you.
Creative urge.
The creative urge. I bet you have lots to say.
I do. How much time do we have?
Don't worry, we'll just take this.
No, I grew up on Oahu as a child, so this culture, this music is so deep in my soul. The moment she started to play the chimes, my body just starts vibrating, and then the music, I just cry. And it just opens me to such a deep, appreciative, loving, grateful place for this family, for my larger family that I came with, and for my human family. And I look at each one of you, your precious faces. There's so many, Marion and Glenn, so many, Peggy. I went to school with Reverend Peggy. We went through our ministerial classes together, people from our center. There really aren't words to say, but yesterday I started to walk with Sue and her doggies, and I said, I need to be quiet. So I just went and sat on a log, and I think for the first time I really dropped in. And I felt it in every atom and cell of my body was like, no, that was what it was before. That was the before. The after was just like this hum, just like the song of Mother Earth or something. It was just like a and I just was so grounded and so grateful to be here. And so grateful to be invited to share this special.
And your beautiful inner child was out this week.
Oh,
was she
yeah.
not?
Well, yes.
She doesn't have to get shy. Because
No, we had an opportunity to dance, and Luis was so kind to dance with me. As he walked by, I said, I wanted to dance with you. Because I was told he only danced with people that he taught, and I haven't had a lesson. I've had a lot of lessons from other wonderful Latin teachers, but not so. I just wasn't taking a chance, you know what I'm saying? So we just got out there and shook our booties and just had a great old time. So I just...
So you got your creative thing
yes,
going on.
Yes, I did. We got to
Thank
play
you,
with
Louise.
plastic. And
He's not just a drummer, man. Up here, he's a mover and a shaker.
Yes. I know. When I saw him dancing with you in the picture, I was like, he doesn't dance with people that haven't studied with him. So you
And it was
obviously broke
beautiful
through
to see it on Facebook because they go, and the sacred journey, and all of a sudden we're seeing, I'm going, where did that picture again? We weren't at that event. So you guys created your own,
we
your own event.
created our own event there, and it was beautiful.
Oh, and you are beautiful. We love you. Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you for being with
Thank
us.
you.
We love you. All right.
Beautiful. Love you.
Love you. Mwah.
Thank
Good.
you.
Thank you. Yay. All right. I think we have a beautiful song from Jeremy and Amy right now.
This is actually a song that I do with my babies. I have a circle called Mother Song, where births of 5-year-olds and their parents can come. And this one's called Standing Like a Tree. So I invite all of you who want to stand up and stretch your limbs with me.
We
can do
We used to
some
do this with
motion.
Jeevan.
That would be everybody. Come on up. Just
Bring
do
all
what
your
feels
inner
good. Do what
children
feels
out.
good. You guys ready? All right.
Yes. Don't get crazy on me.
Standing like a tree with my roots down, down. My branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruit to a heart that that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots dug down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruits to a heart that is, one more time, standing like a tree with my roots dug down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruit to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree.
So proud of all of you.
That's so perfect. Thank you. That was perfect.
The 5-year-olds came out
We actually
for
used to
this.
sing that with Jeevan a lot. We sang it with Jeevan a lot, that song. And Patrick was always amazed how everybody just got up and went
just
with
did
it.
it, yeah.
Just went with it. So thank you. Thank you. It's perfect. Yay. So, okay. So first of all, we called our talk this week The Tree and the Rock. And it was because of what we saw at Mcbride. And Jonathan Zenz, Reverend Jonathan in Tucson, and Dr. James in Los Angeles, they said, let's use that for our talk title this week and see where we all go with it. So that's how the title came. Okay. So it was nothing specific, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought it is very specific to creativity and to what we teach in the science of mind. But first, before I go there, I just want to talk a little bit about some of the takeaways I had from the Sacred Journey. And again, if you don't know what the Sacred Journey is, they come for a week. This is our 8th one. They come from all over, whoever wants to come, even on island people. And we have a theme. This theme was self-love. And we just have events, 1-2 a day. That's all they can handle. We used to do 3 a day. And all the events are based in them opening up to not just the beauty of the island, but to their inner selves. So one of the events we did was to go to the Hindu monastery. We do that every year to meet with the Swami there, Sadasiva. Nasa Palani Swami, as he's now, has an extra part of his name, so I have to work on that. I know, I looked at it, I went, oh, okay. But anyway, someone asked him to tell them how he came to Hinduism. And he took a slight pause, and he had been asked this question before, so I kind of knew how he was going to answer it, and said that when they are made monks, when they are, become monks, that they have like a funeral for their older selves, for the prior selves in their prior life, and they don't talk about it ever again, and they just live in the present moment. So he couldn't tell us that. But he expounded on it by saying that we all carry little red wagons with us. And I got so much out of this, and it is so true. We all carry these little red wagons with all our stories in them. And we pull the stories out, depending on the situation we're in, and we tell the story over and over again. And some of those stories, I guess, we might want to tell them. They might be great stories, but some of them we were pulling out that are not so great stories, and we just keep reliving them and pulling them out. And we know, like from quantum science, that when we pull out our stories, we're pulling out all the emotions that those stories have with them, and then reliving those emotions again. So I thought it was really, I don't know that I could do that right now, just say, I'm not going to talk about my past anymore, I'm just going to be here and now. I know I try to do that, but I can see the richness of being able to do that, of being able to not predicate anything based upon what happened before, just being right here and right now. So that was a big takeaway for me. So now I go, we got a little red wagon out right now. So it's something, something to take with you. And then the other thing was, I realized, no, this is a funny story, kind of. Okay, I was walking on the beach with Reverend Eric from GTC, and I was thinking, I should warn them about the little jellyfish that come on the shore, but there's none here. So why would I warn them about these little jellyfish? And I kept thinking about the little jellyfish, those little blue ones, I don't know what they are, that you could step on and see. all of a sudden, I looked down and there were all jellyfish everywhere I walked. I was like, how did I wish I was like, why can't I demonstrate money like that? No, just kidding. I mean, I just thought it. And we've been talking about that, how powerful our thoughts are right now when we think things with enough energy behind them. It happens. I mean, this is not new to the science of mind, but got to think beyond jellyfish. So anyway, it was just an interesting moment. So I want to go back, though, to the Mcbride Gardens, because we went there, and it was a last-minute thing because we were supposed to have another event that got canceled, and so we had this opportunity to go with Maureen Murphy, who is a horticulturist, a member of our center, and she took us to the Mcbride Gardens, and we walked through the gardens and learned so much from her about that. And so we came upon this tree that was seemingly growing out of a rock, and I think if you looked at our e-blast, you saw the actual picture of it, and that was where the idea came, like we should do our talk on this. And then, so I was thinking, when I was thinking about my talk to begin with, I thought, okay, so a tree can be strong enough to break through and grow out of a rock, but that is not what happens. Did you know that? Maybe I'm the only one that, a tree doesn't grow out of a rock. What happens is different parts, the wind and everything and the rain and everything, it starts like, goes through a process where it begins to grow from small amounts of soil and debris that collect in the pockets of the rocks. And over time, the tree may grow well enough to send its roots down into the rock, causing the rock to split, and make it appear that the tree has sprung from within the rock instead of from its surface. I thought that was really fascinating because I had this whole thing about, oh, how strong we are. We can break through any obstacle and create, whatever it is we want to create. But that's not how the tree does it. It allows and accepts nature's forces. It doesn't have volition and choice like we have. It's just open and receptive, and allowing all of that to come together to create, finally, a tree that becomes strong enough to plant its roots and then grow. And I thought, this is really what we're doing. If we're living open and ready, the only difference is we have a choice to do that or not do that, and we have a choice to direct it. The tree's just, nature's just open and it's not conditioned on anything. It's just accepting and open. But we actually have the choice to accept or not accept our good, not accept our growth, not accept anything if we don't want to, or to accept. And we also have the choice to direct it the way we want to direct it. So there's a quote from The Science of Mind. I'm going to go through it for a minute that kind of went with this. And it said, each person, and this is from Ernest Holmes, the guy up back on the wall over there, if you don't know who he is, he founded The Science of Mind and Spirit back in the 1920s. Each person should realize that there is nothing within him which denies that which he desires. So there's nothing within us that's fighting against what we want to have in our life. There's nothing within us saying we can't have it. There's nothing within us. And when he says within us, he means within the nature of our true selves, within the nature of our God beingness, of our divine nature. There's nothing in there that's saying, no, we can't have it. Our unity with good is not established when there is anything within us which denies us. So we're the ones, because we have choice and because we have volition, we get to decide whether we want that good or not, or what we want. If we want, obviously, for jellyfish to appear on the beach, we get to do that if our thought is powerful enough to do that. It is powerful enough to do that. So he says, thought sets definite forces in motion in mind relative to the individual who thinks. So as we're thinking, we're setting the forces into motion. We're setting them into motion. Just like the tree, just accepting everything's out there. Everything is there for us, and we're setting it into motion in the field. A good demonstration is made when truth, gathering its own power, lifts one out of his environment. So as we can think and really with emotion and feeling and knowing our power, we can lift ourselves out of our own environment, whatever that is that we want to change, and create a new life for ourselves. But we can't do it if we're vibrating at a lower frequency. We have to be vibrating at the frequency of whatever that is that we want to live in our lives. I'm sure that all these people that came to Kauai during a time that was very difficult would not have been able to do that if they were sitting in fear the whole time, wondering if they could get here or not. No, they had to vibrate at the frequency of the desire to be on the sacred journey enough that it catapulted them over that and here they are. The same thing with the sacred journey. We were talking about how we never thought of COVID 1 minute during that journey, not 1 second. We just were together and we were in the energy and we were directing the energy and we were just allowing the energy, and it was flowing like so perfectly. I'm telling you, this is like, it's not new, but I think we're getting it at a different level. That's what I think. In fact, I know that. We're getting it at a different level because we can no longer live at the same level we were living at and expect to go through these times that we're in right now. It's very purposeful for us to dig deep and to be able to ground ourselves like that tree in the rock and just allow ourselves to expand and to grow. So he says that, Ernest Holmes, that we should stay where we are. How does it go? Truth gathering its own power lifts one out of his environment. Until that time comes, he should stay where he is in order to know that he made the demonstration. I think this is saying that when we're going to make a demonstration about something in our lives, we can't catapult ourselves physically there, but we only can catapult ourselves mentally there and emotionally there. So it's not like, sometimes we can get ahead of ourselves. We can think that we've got it, we can go out and we can take this trip or whatever it is, and then like me a long time ago, and you end up in not a million, but in debt because I went further than I could think. So it's about staying grounded and coming up and feeling the feelings mentally and emotionally, and then knowing that your demonstration is here because you're finally just living the life that you want to live. You're just finally living it. I feel that here on Kauai, like I didn't come here until I was ready to live this life. Everything fell into place and everything because I was ready. If I had tried to do this 10 years before I did it, I would not have been ready. I would have probably failed, and I failed at certain things because I wasn't ready. So, and then he says it's not a good demonstration if when we give our treatments with spiritual mind treatment, which we do here, which is a direction of energy through the power of our word. He says it's not a good thing if we give treatments and we're still struggling like we were before. So if you're doing something in your life and you're wanting to manifest it and you're still struggling, you need to go back and start all over again. You need to go back. Remember the story that Dr. Joe Dispenza says about his healing when he was putting his spine back together. And every time his mind went off into being in a wheelchair or whatever, he had to go back and start over again. So we have to keep going back. If we're struggling, then there's something else to be known. And there's something else to be known, basically. And the only way we can do that is by going back to the beginning and starting all over, treating, praying, whatever it is that you do. Principle is absolute. And insofar as any individual can actually induce within his consciousness upon principle, principle is that God is everything and that is always moving through us and is always creative, and that's what we're doing. We're always creating. A definite concrete acceptance of his desire, just like the tree, like the rock. The rock had to accept all that stuff that was flying to him, through him, as him, in order to manifest this tree, right? So It will manifest, he says, if even though, and this is the part I love, every thought on earth had to change to compel it. Now, have you ever made a demonstration in your life where you wonder how it happened? That is the law of your being, bringing it to you. He says, it will manifest even though every thought on earth had to change to compel it. If it were a bit of information that was needed for the demonstration that only one person on earth knew, and that person was in the center of Africa, the information would be provided. This is the way it works. This is the way it works when we get out of the way of how it's supposed to happen, and we allow ourselves to be open, accepting, and allowing of our good, and knowing that we deserve it. So, for me, it's the little things and the big things. It's not just, I want the center to grow, or, there's little things that we want in our life. It doesn't have to be some big, tremendous, mission that we have. It's just, maybe it's just more peace of mind. Maybe it's just feeling safe. Maybe it's just, having a great relationship, whatever it is. And I always love it when people tell me they can't find a man or a woman on this island. I go, why would you put that stipulation on it? Why not just say, I make the decision. I want to have a great relationship. That's what I want. I want to have a great relationship. So I'm going to start by having a great relationship with myself. And I'm going to start gathering the forces of nature that are going to bring it to me because I'm in great relationship with myself. It doesn't matter if it, like he says, if it was in the deepest, darkest part of wherever, it's going to happen because you've made the decision to do it. I heard this talk by Bob Proctor today where he says, do you look at price tags when you go shopping? He said, don't look at price tags. Decide if you want it first. Why look at the price tag? Do you want that? So, it makes sense, right? And then if you look at the price tag after that and you say, well, you know what? I'm going to put it on layaway or whatever. But why look at the price tag first? Because you've already put an obstruction to your desire. So I think we do that. We put obstructions to our desire. So even though the tree is there, right? It's growing out of that. It's not growing out of the rock. It's actually growing on the rock. And it's growing on the rock. And then it's getting strong enough to root itself in the ground, through the rock, and actually splitting it. That's what we do. Once we get strong, once we allow and we gather the nature's forces that are within us, then we're going to be strong too, and we're going to be able to get through any obstacle we need to get through if we want to grow our roots anywhere, right? But we can't grow those roots if we're not open and we're, hardened and not allowing and not have the beautiful imagination of a child and all of that. We've got to open up to all of that. So we have to make a decision. That's the most important thing. And then we have to vibrate like that decision. We have to vibrate at the same energy as that decision. And then we'll have a demonstration. DVD. Place your DVD into the player of life. That's it. Decision, vibration, and demonstration, and watch the movie. It unfolds. It does. I'm proof of it. And I'm going beyond jellyfish, all right? So anyway, namaste. DVD.
So everybody, I guess within the Sacred Journey event, there was a little event within that. And so we're going to use this moment of a special song to send it to the reverends over there.
Do you want to tell them what it is?
Their vow renewal happened during the Sacred Journey. And so we're going to do a little number for you guys to honor that.
Thank you.
Bearing witness as the two of you affirm a blessed life on this day. As you join in heart and spirit, you begin another chapter on your book of life. Love. find it on the faces of your family and friends. Love, let it put its arms around you, guide you on this journey down the road that never ends. There's a song in your heart, you can hear it if you listen, as it echoes from the branches high above your family tree. And as time plays its melody upon you, you can rest assured in knowing that you're right where you should be. Love is a circle that surrounds you. You can find it on the faces of your family and friends. Love, let it put its arms around you, guide you on your journey down the road that never ends. Oh, never ends.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
You better explain that. Thank you. You're so sweet.
Story is it was the journey of self-love. So it was a surprise to them that we did that. And so we had it at our house. And after we finished Reverend James, which was wonderful to be able to have him officiate the renewal. But then we had each of them come up individually and proclaim and vow to themselves their self-love. And they were going to take that into it. So it made a really nice moment of and really wonderful closing, because I had asked the question that I've asked you many times, would you ask yourself out on a date? And then the second part is, would you ask yourself out on the second one? And then so what we asked them to do is to marry themselves. So it was quite a moment in time. Thank you so much for thinking of us too. The Tree and the Rock, The Tree and the Rock. I love that DVD. You didn't tell me that at home. Were you afraid I was going to borrow it? No. So I found this incredible, I have the similar take on it as Rita, but I do want to look at it a little bit differently from the strength point of view, as you were talking about at the end, so it's perfect segue. But I wanted to read this this wonderful quote, and she was writing about it, and it just hit me. And her name is, I don't know what the C period, but Joy Bell is her name. Joy Bell, which I think is fabulous. There's something about the flower that grows through the rocks, the pavement, through logs and stone or brick walls. All roses are beautiful. But the rose that emerges unexpectedly through the asphalt has a beauty of soul. The flower that reaches through the brokenness of the wall has a beauty of spirit. You stop, and not only to look, but to cherish. Somewhere along its journey, it decided that it would reach for what was unseen. Keep going in the direction of something that wasn't felt. It decided that it would be, that it would become, and it did. And there was something irreplaceable about that. I want to just do that last part, because that's where we're going to go on this journey. Somewhere along its journey, it decided that it would reach for what was unseen. Keep going in the direction of something that wasn't felt. It decided that it would be, that it would become, and it did. And there was something irreplaceable about that. And as I thought about that, I thought about you, and I thought about me, and that we are irreplaceable. We're irreplaceable. Even if I were to disappear into the thin air right now, and you would go, oh, and I disappeared and you didn't see me again, my footprints, my soul print could never be and has never been matched. That's how incredible. That's how dynamic. That's how infinite intelligence was so incredible that it said, I will not allow one thing to become that isn't the source of life itself. And I'll give them these fingerprints if they don't believe me, that are different, nothing the same. I was thinking of these plants. I've always been, the rock and the tree is a whole nother, and I read that too. It was like, what do you mean the soil? I wanted it to break through. I wanted drama. And there is drama when it comes through like the pavement, or you see something growing out and you're thinking to yourself, wow, that's determination. That's a clear intention. And it goes through a crack. It waits for the little crack. And a word that came up for me when I was just getting so excited about this idea that life says, I'm coming in no matter what. Because a lot of times in my life, none of yours, of course, because of you're evolved in such a high level. But for me at times, how many times would I stop because there was something in the way? Oh, that's not going to work. Oh, no, that can't. And this life is saying, I'm going to be patient, which is not one of my favorite things, just to let you know. But I'm learning it because it's allowing. But it's patience. It's saying, I'm going to the light, because that's what it does. That's what these plants and these things are. And they can't see the light. It can't see the light, but it can feel the light. Something is saying, I've got to move forward. And I thought, what a metaphor for our lives. I'm going to move forward. I don't know how. It's all unseen. It's all unfelt right now. But I do feel and know that I can break through any obstacle. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, the chances of us being here. Remember that? Trillions of cells, trillions of events had to take place so that we could just be here. And I really compare that to this idea of the plant and the rock and the tree and the rock moving forward. Clear intention requires patience and determination. A single seed can do fantastic things, waiting for the crack to slip through or the soil to be at that perfect place. That's what we are. That's who I am. I'm this incredible seed that had to come through the rock, come through the whatever to get to where I am. And I thought, if that could happen, then I don't have any doubt. No doubt is living within me when I know that the very source of life is maybe showing me just a little bit signs of land, and I move through it. I don't go in the middle of it and go, wow, that crack is a little small. I was expecting something bigger, and I probably would go through it, but I have no reference because nature doesn't carry its red wagon. It just grows, supposedly dies, and then is reborn again. It doesn't say, oh, he picked me all that fruit, and what'd they leave me? Nothing. No. It says, take all you want. I got more. Nature has more and more. I heard Michael Beckwith, I went to his site and he had it up on his little profile thing, and it said, every problem is afraid of your potential. And I went, yes. Every problem is afraid of your potential. Oh no, I hope they don't work it out, because I'd love to stay in this problem for a little bit longer. Because we sometimes feel secure with our problems because we've been figuring them out for so long, or at least trying to change them or do whatever it is. I love this. Every problem is afraid of your potential. And I thought, we can solve anything and become anything if we look to and from the unseen. That's the key of manifestation. And even though I love it when it appears first, And then I go, oh, good. I won't have to use all my potential. It does move. It's here. It is that easy. And yes, we can go beyond parking spaces, as they say it, or jellyfish, which is an absolute new thing for me too. But I do know that we're in a vibration right now that's in high acceleration. And that's the good news and the not so good news. Because for me, I have to choose very, very lovingly and carefully what I'm accelerating to and from. Because I know it's matching me, no matter what. I'd love to say except in those times. But it's not. I live from an all or nothing. And then I'm sitting there going, all or nothing, meaning that it is or it isn't. And when it isn't, that's my power place. I go, wow, that's not working. Wow, I'm not really feeling that this is right. It's not serving me, not serving my life. And then I go, good news, I get to change it. Because I'm the one that brought it kind of into its manifestation to begin with. But I do believe, and I really invite us not to spend the time beating ourselves up, as it were. That's a waste of absolute precious time that you could be unchanging the very consciousness that brought it here to begin with. And it's beautiful. It doesn't have to be dramatic, even though I love a little bit of show and drama. But I can change that. I can say no. No. So I was thinking about the sacred journey and that we've all been on this journey, and it's always a sacred journey. But I had to get the definition for it, and it said, those who travel with the intention of undertaking spiritual practices and or attaining a sacred state or spiritual growth. And 17 people this week, I watched that growth. I watched the tree, the plant, the flower break through. Somebody used the word, I feel like I'm breaking through. Something's breaking through. That's life. That's the plant. That's the metaphor. There's a crack. I'm cracking open. And usually we're thinking, oh no, don't do that. You'd be crazy, man. Don't do it. No, you go like this. You say, I'm cracking open. Now I'm not going to be stuck so much in this shell of consciousness that I could be manifesting such great things for myself and for everyone else. We are pioneers. We are pioneers. And let us be pioneers to something new. I love my little red wagon at times. Because then I get to let you know who I am. I get to let you know who I am because this happened. But what if I was just here and I said, not that there was anything wrong with the red wagon, but I'd like to show you my new wagon. This is who, I want to show you my heart now. And I'm not dependent upon my past to move me through. I found this other wonderful quote, to be a pioneer is to stand on a shore and look out to a land that no one can see and know there are dangers we cannot imagine and set forth anyway. That's what we've talked about. We've talked about fear, right? We said the fear stands in our way. And I would love to say that, like in the Red Sea, it's in the Bible, it's going to part, and then you'll go, good. And then you're going to walk through. But you would just be worried that it was going to come back down anyway. Would we go, it's parted, let's walk? Or would we say, it is parted, oh boy, I don't know, let's go. And sometimes we do. We must go forth anyway. We must go forth anyway and say, I'm so scared right now. I'm so afraid of the unknown. But it is from the unknown in which I come. So all I simply have to do is to become the very thing that I desire. If I want love in my life, then I am required to be more loving. if I want more prosperity in my life, I cannot be afraid to give. And I'm not just talking financially, though I really do appreciate when you give in that capacity. But it's that idea that whatever I want to become, I just vibrate, as Rita was saying. I vibrate at the frequency of the divine, and then everything divine rolls through me as me. And we say, well, what happens when the stuff isn't so divine? You just say thank you. I met some things in the last couple of weeks that didn't feel that divine to me, but when I realized that they were my teachers, then I relaxed. When I realized you weren't doing what I wanted you to do, I said, wow, they're my teachers. It's a very calm. I feel very calm today. I know it's quite unlike me, but I have many sides to Patrick. I have a sacred side that I thought of this idea. To be a pioneer is to stand on a shore and look out to a land no one can see, knowing that there are dangers we cannot imagine, and set forth anyway. And the operative word for us all is imagine. Whatever we imagine, it's just delicious, isn't it? So I invite us all to be the pioneers of life, to know the power that is within each and every one of us, and just have such a grand time with it. The sacred journey has meant a lot to me. I think it's even shifted Centers for Spiritual Living, Kauai, and our ohana here. Because like Rita said, my life felt not that we went back to normal, but my life felt as though we were starting anew. We were starting anew. We were able to say, masks on, mask off, it doesn't really, it reminds me of that light thing. I'm sorry, I digress. Remember that? Light on, snap, snap. It was, live with me. Live in my mind. You'll see what happens in there. And that's what, thank you, the clap thing. It's incredible to start again. To actually, when it was very funny, if you were at Lidgate, and I was quite passionate, but I was also, it was weird to be out in public. It was kind of like, oh, hi, everybody, because we're in this cocoon. And we went back out again. And I thought to myself, bye, you guys. Aloha. Aloha. Say aloha to them. They're going to the airport. Aloha. Yeah. So when we were out there and that moment happened, I said, no more. Enough is enough. All this fear, I'm not going to live it any longer. No more. Very dramatic. But today, it's much calmer. And it's what the no more meant was that I'm not going to live small anymore, and we will not allow CSL Kauai to stay small out of fear. So I'm going to trust that as we crack open, that we are exposed and vulnerable, and that's really okay. That's powerful. So you ready for your sacred journey? Yeah. You ready to be pioneers of love? Can you imagine? Instead of saying, oh, I work here or I'm a minister, they go, what do you do? I'm a pioneer of love. Oh, you're one of those. You must go to CSL Kauai. You must, and then you would say, yes, I do. And if you ever want to be a pioneer of love, just give me a call. I love you all. Happy new day. Happy birthday. Happy we're exposed. We're out there in the world and we're safe. And we are magnificent. Hello.
Good job. Thank you. All right. Where are we at? We're at our time of giving.
See what happens when we give up our red wagon? We have no idea where
Michelle.
we are.
I'm going to really work on that. At least when we're conscious that we're in our red wagon. Well, we thank you for your beautiful, amazing donations today. Thank you to everyone online. There's so many ways to donate to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, through Venmo, through PayPal, with your credit card, with a check, with whatever, cold hard cash. No, and your beautiful donations help this ministry to continue. And also, we are a tithing center. We give back 10% to the island and the world. So this month we've given to a lot of places.
Well, we gave to
suicide prevention
was
and the
this
Hindu
month.
Monastery. We gave them a beautiful donation, and that's what it is. It's not charity. It is people and organizations that spiritually nourish us, and so that's where the way CSL Kauai tithes. So just know that part of your donation is going to that. So we have an affirmation. It goes like this: Divine love consecrates my gift. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless.
It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless.
And it returns to me abundantly.
And it returns to me abundantly.
And so it is, and it works.
So it is.
And we have a song.
Blessed am I, spirit and mind. I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am. Blessed am I, spirit am I. I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am. Blessed am I, spirit am I. I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am. Blessed am I, spirit am I. I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am. Blessed am I, spirit am I. I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am.
I love that song.
So as our voices rise in song and gratitude and joy, I welcome and celebrate this giving from our hearts, from our souls, to this beautiful CSL Kauai community. And love being a part of it. I love being here. I love all that the center gives to the island, not just here, but throughout the island, their energy, their love that flows. And I give great, great thanks, great gratitude for this giving. And I let it be. And so it is.
So it is.
So it is. And Reverend Nancy, since we forgot, can you lead us in our affirmation?
Yes.
We had an affirmation, and we just want to make sure.
Reverend Nancy didn't forget.
No,
'cause
I
she
forgot.
reminded me.
All right. No, I forgot.
Okay, so I'm going to say this affirmation once, and then we're going to say it 2 times together with passion and creativity. Okay, so here okay, this is the first for me, so let me do it one time. I surrender to my divine creative nature. Let's say that together. I surrender to my divine creative nature. One more time with chutzpah.
Surrender to my
Divine creative nature.
Woohoo! Thank you,
Yes.
Nancy. Thank you, Reverend Nancy. All right. So we have a few things happening this month.
We
and
do.
let's see. We have a healing circle coming up on the 26th with Maria Christina's original music this time.
All of it's
and
original.
it's a beautiful time to come together and in deep meditation and healing. So join us on October 26th at 6:30. And then on
one?
I was going to do this one. I'm trying to go in the order of the dates. October 29th is Spiritual Cinema.
But I'm going to let them guess what it is, okay, by acting it out. Ouch.
18.
Ouch.
E.T. Oh,
no.
I watched a 2-minute clip and I was crying. What the world's going on?
Anyway, we are going to show E.T.
Oh.
At 6 o'clock on October 29th, which is a Friday. And then on October 30th, if you're online
Line
or even
or
if you're here,
a
we
lot
have
of
our,
people came from in here
our
with
Global
us.
Connections Saturday. And it's at 9 a.m. Hawaii time, 12 Pacific time. And basically, we just get together online on Zoom and have a chat together and touch base with each other and check in. So it
And it's
lasts
for
about an
everyone,
hour,
everyone.
and everybody's welcome.
We had a great time.
And that will be at 9 a.m. on October 30th. And then coming up in November, and
This
it's
is
not
very
too much
exciting.
time, we are doing Greg Braden's beautiful book, Resilience from the Heart. And
Yes.
it is all about heart-brain connection and getting through these beautiful, amazing times we're in by becoming more intuitive and more receptive to our heart nature. So there's a lot of power that we're not using that we could be using. So it's a beautiful book. I have ordered the book, but Divorce, the publishing company we deal with, is I'm not sure what's happening with the book. So I'm ordering it, and I'm knowing it's going to be here in time. But if you have to get it online or on Audible or something, feel free to do so. I will know more about that next week, I guess. I'm going to call them again tomorrow. So that's it. That's all
No,
I have.
actually, it's not. Angela, can you please bring me our newest item to this center?
Oh,
T-shirt. She's going, sounds like.
poor Angela. She's got to learn how to read our minds.
Our newest item. La 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 la.
La la.
You are magnificent. And so is all the Christmas gifts you're going to be giving this. And what we did is it just has just a little bit of a, advertisement there. But the rest of it is just you are magnificent. And we've gotten a lot when we were walking down the street and they went, you are magnificent. And I thought, what?
And they were
And then
made.
they go,
They
"Your
were made
shirt."
by an on-island company, which we're happy about, and they're beautiful.
Yes, and they're really
$25.
soft. So they're $25. Today we're giving a free CSL Kauai bag with it that you can, And so for those of you online that are just going, I've got to have this now, you can. You just shoot us a little email, let us know how many. They come in small, medium, large, and extra large, and we will send it to you plus postage. There we go.
Thank you. All right. So let's just do one more thing, which is to bless our children. And our children are coming back next month. We're meeting with Janice. We have a pop-up tent now. It looks like that's what we're going to be using. So anyway, let's bless them with our affirmation
That you'll lead since.
that I'll lead. You are amazing.
You are amazing.
You are perfect.
You are perfect.
You are magnificent.
You are magnificent.
And we love you.
And we love you.
And we know those children can feel
Just
our
like your
vibration.
inner children were out, stand like a tree. Right? They did really good at their little
Yes,
inner
I'm
children.
so proud of you guys.
All right. So I think we're ready to close.
We are.
And let's do it. Are you
And
ready?
you-
Want me to do it? Okay.
Uh-oh. Something's happening over there.
I love the rain singing sweet melodies. I love to see bees and flowers in the trees. I listen to the wind whenever I need some answers. I flow weightlessly with the queen of the sea. Yeah, I go to the sea when I need some cleansing. I love to sing songs eternally appealing. And I love to dance, shake my body to the groove, baby. I love to love myself and all of creation. Let the land be sacred. I love to love, and you know I'm not concealing. Open up to bliss as the mystery's revealing. Singing by the fire on a cool island evening. Heavens are reflecting in this moment. There is oneness. Let the land be sacred. Let the sea be sacred.
took your nod as a go. All right. So what I know right here and right now is that I am grateful. I'm so grateful for this time that we have had together and for what continues moment by moment by moment as we go from here. And I'm grateful for all the people that served today. Reverend Nancy, thank you so much for blessing us with your consciousness. To Rob Jones back there on live stream and Jonathan, thank you for what you do. To Ron Stover, who set this all up, I guess, before we even got here. I don't think he's here right now. And to our Malama team. And who is our Malama team today? Desiree, thank you. And Sue, thank you. And to our beautiful, amazing flowers, which I believe were put here by Emma. Is that true? Yes, thank you. And to Angela, who holds everything together, thank you. To my beautiful spiritual partner here, Patrick, thank you. Yes, thank you. And to these beautiful light beings over here, Jeremy and Amy, thank you for being with us today. I'm so grateful. And thank you to all of you for being here today. And I'm knowing that as we go from here, we just spread this joy, spread this love, spread this amazing energy of God that is within each and every one of us and see it everywhere we go. And so just affirm with me. And so it is.
Life is a harmony and love is the reason. Honor and respect to indigenous cultures. Powers in the sharing of the old and new wisdom. Wake up and see there is no separation. Take care of Mother Earth because she's all providing clean soil, air, and water for the future generation. Put out the fires of this mindless consuming. Give what you can and only take what you are using. Hikina, ikamoana, kamoana hohonu, ikaleva, kalevanu, ikahikina, ayakala, ealae. This song is gonna end, so let's come to a conclusion. What can we do to dispel all the illusion? Kindness is the word, purposeful conversations, healing of the earth, and the graceful reparation. Let the land be sacred. Let the sea be. Let the sea be sacred. Let the sky be sacred. Sing along. Let the sky be sacred. Let the earth. Here we go. Let the earth be sacred. I love the rain singing sweet melodies. I love to see bees and flowers in the trees that are growing on a rock.
Tree in the rock.